In the days when the earth groaned beneath the weight of its own weariness, there arose among the people a cry, silent yet deafening in its urgency. The hearts of men and women stirred restlessly, and their spirits trembled as though sensing an invisible shift in the heavens. It was a season unlike any other, a season of divine transition. But who among them could discern the hand of the Almighty weaving a new tapestry in their midst? In the quiet of the wilderness, there was a man who walked with his head low, his soul caught between what was and what was to come. He had labored long in fields that once bore fruit, yet now the ground yielded only dust. His prayers, once filled with certainty, now rose to the heavens like wisps of smoke, dissipating before they reached the throne of the Most High. And then, on a day like any other, the winds changed. The man felt it before he saw it. A stirring in his bones, a trembling in his heart. He turned aside, as did Moses before the burning bush, for something in his spirit beckoned him to witness what mortal eyes often failed to see. There, amidst the barrenness of his surroundings, he beheld a sign, a great fire that burned but did not consume. The flames danced with a holy fervor, and a voice called from within, "Son of dust, why do you tarry in fields that no longer bear fruit? Have I not planted a new seed within you? Have I not prepared a path before you? Behold, the time of transition is upon you, and I shall lead you as I led my people through the wilderness." The man fell to his knees, trembling. "But Lord," he whispered, "how shall I know that this is your will? How shall I discern the signs of your hand moving upon my life?" And the voice replied, "I shall show you. Watch and listen. For when I move, my children will know. The earth shall shake, and the heavens shall declare it. The sign shall be written in your very soul." And so, the man watched, and his eyes were opened. He saw first the unusual holy discontent that had taken root in his heart. Once, he had been content in his labors, satisfied with the portion allotted to him. But now, a longing beyond understanding stirred within him. His work no longer fulfilled him, and his hands itched for a new purpose. Then came the second sign, his prayer life began to shift. No longer did he merely utter words from habit, but his spirit groaned with prayers he did not understand. He awoke in the night, his soul crying out for things yet unseen. The heavens seemed closer, and yet, the silence of God pressed upon him like a weight. And then, the third sign appeared, doors began to close. The paths he once walked with ease became blocked, and opportunities that once lay before him now crumbled like dust in the wind. Friends who once walked beside him now drifted away, and places of comfort became places of unrest. Yet, even as doors shut, new doors began to open. Strangers spoke words into his life that confirmed what his spirit already knew. Invitations came from unexpected places, and whispers of a greater calling echoed in his heart. The fifth sign was even clearer, a divine discontent with sin and complacency. That which he once tolerated, he could no longer abide. His soul recoiled from unrighteousness, and a hunger for holiness overtook him. The distractions of the world lost their appeal, and the fleeting pleasures of sin seemed as bitter as gall. And then, in the stillness of his waiting, the sixth sign came, supernatural provision. Where once he feared lack, now there was abundance. Needs were met in ways that defied human explanation. And the hand of God moved as it had in the days of the prophets, providing manna in the wilderness. The seventh sign was perhaps the most unmistakable, a shift in relationships. Some people who had walked with him for years now stood at a distance, while others he never expected were drawn into his life. The changes were painful, yet undeniable. For the hand of God was refining his circle. As the days passed, he saw the eighth sign, a sharpening of vision and purpose. The things of the past no longer held sway over him, and his heart burned with a mission he had never known. His steps became ordered, his mind cleared, and the fire of conviction burned within him like a torch in the night. And then, finally, came the ninth and greatest sign, peace amidst uncertainty. Though the path before him was unclear, though the journey ahead was shrouded in mystery, a peace unlike any he had known settled over him. It was the peace that surpasses understanding, the peace that only the hand of God can bestow. And so, the man rose from the ground, his heart steadfast, his spirit unshaken. He had seen the signs. He had heard the voice of the Lord. And though the road ahead was unknown, he stepped forward in faith, for he knew God was leading him into a new season. And to those who read these words, to those who feel the stirring within their souls, take heed. For the same God who called Moses, who parted the Red Sea, who spoke through prophets and apostles, is calling you even now. Do not fear the transition, for he who begins a good work will be faithful to complete it. Step forward, O child of God, for the time is at hand, and the Lord is making all things new.